Hi friends of cocktails, today we're going to make a pre-prohibition cocktail called the Clover Club. Then we're going to flip things on its head and try to improve on the classic with an inverted Clover Club. I'm calling it the Club Clover. Stick around to see if we pulled it off. It's cocktail time. We're posting this just over a week before National Repeal Day, which commemorates the end of the prohibition in the United States. This was in effect from 1920 to 1933 with the goal of eliminating many of the problems associated with alcohol consumption. And it was largely a failure because of the rapid growth of organized crime and the decline in the quality of illegally produced alcohol during prohibition. Today we'll make a cocktail which was popular before the beginning of the dry era in the United States. For the Clover Club we need gin. We'll use Plymouth, because its citrusy notes are great for a variety of cocktails, especially in the Clover Club. Dry vermouth. Some recipes call for French vermouth, and Dolin is typically used. Carpano Dry is Italian, but is still a great choice for this cocktail. Lemon juice, homemade raspberry syrup, and egg white. This cocktail has a long history, with some different recipes, and I'll talk about that later. But first, just to make it clear, adding grenadine instead of the raspberry syrup just doesn't give you the same cocktail. And now, I'll show you how to make simple raspberry syrup. Start with 250 grams of frozen raspberries. If you can get them fresh, that's great, but that might not be possible year-round. Add 200 ml or 8.5 ounces of water, place on medium heat and let that simmer for 10 minutes. And remember to stir occasionally. You'll see the water getting this lovely red hue, which is just what we're looking for. After 10 minutes, strain the raspberry water to a cheesecloth, and just like we did with grapes for the juice, we'll use a potato ricer to get out all the juices from the raspberries. We'll use these raspberries to make fruit leather, a zero-waste edible garnish of our Inverted Clover Club. So let's freeze frame this part and come back to it later in the episode. For the syrup, measure out 150 ml or 5 ounces of raspberry water. We'll set the remaining raspberry water aside for the foam on the Inverted Clover Club. So let's use that freeze frame thing again. Back to the syrup, add 150 grams of sugar and stir to dissolve. You can even blend this to speed up the process. Since our raspberry syrup is done, you're ready to bottle it and place it in the fridge. Make sure to use a well-cleaned bottle, and the syrup should have a shelf life of at least 3 weeks. Now that we have all the ingredients for the Clover Club, let's make it. This cocktail went through many phases, from being the preferred drink of the pre-prohibition gentlemen to being known as ladies' drink after the prohibition. Then, nearly vanishing in the times when bottled and instant mixers were more common behind the bar than fresh eggs, raspberries or even lemon. The Clover Club is named for the Philadelphia's men club of the same name. From the end of the 19th century, members of the Clover Club were journalists at first, but later many legal, literary or business professionals joined as well. Oddly enough, this club was the successor of the Thursday Club, which met on the Thursdays at 5 p.m. I'm glad we are continuing with this tradition, and I hope you'll come back every Thursday, when we upload new cocktail videos. This cocktail was created sometimes around the turn of the 20th century, and after being the favorite of the members of the Clover Club, the cocktail made its way to New York, when the club's bartender became a proprietor for the famous Waldorf Astoria Hotel. The first Clover Club cocktail recipe was published in the New York Press in 1901, while the first known recipe that added dry vermouth belongs to Paul E. Love, from his 1909 book titled Drinks: How to Mix and Serve. This really adds another layer to the flavor profile of this cocktail, and the Clover Club bar in New York, which opened in 2008, uses the same ingredients for the namesake cocktail, so you know we're doing something right. Quick note on adding egg whites. I find that adding a whole egg white can be too much. but fresh egg whites can be hard to measure. Lightly beating it is a simple trick to easier measuring of egg whites in your next sour. You're welcome. By the 1930s, the Clover Club cocktail fell out of fashion and was soon all but forgotten. It came back in a strong way in 2007 when David Wondrich, a cocktail historian, featured it in his column for Esquire magazine. This cocktail stands out for its looks as well. A bright pinkish red cocktail with a thick frothy head is achieved because of the added egg white and the reverse dry shake. The finishing touch will be 3 freeze-dried raspberries on the top. One of the mottos of the original Clover Club was, "Who enters here leaves care behind, leaves sorrow behind, leaves petty envies and jealousies behind." And that's exactly what we'll try to do as we enjoy the Clover Club. Cheers! This long-lost delight has such an intense flavor profile, with the freshness of the lemon and the dryness of the vermouth setting the stage for the most interesting component, the sweet but mildly tart raspberry syrup. Every sip goes down oh so smoothly, thanks to the creamy texture of the egg whites. It's hard to imagine why this cocktail ever fell out of favor in the world of mixology. But still I figured that I really like an inverted white Russian we made a while ago. So why not try an inverted Clover Club? First, let's finish making the edible garnish from our pressed raspberries. So let's go back to the first freeze frame. While the raspberries are still hot, take them out of the cheesecloth and weigh them. Add half of that weight in sugar. For me, it was 68 grams of raspberries, so I added 34 grams of sugar. Stir to combine, and hopefully the raspberries will still be hot enough for the sugar to dissolve. Then spread the raspberry puree evenly and thinly on a baking parchment paper. Place it in the food dehydrator set to 60 degrees Celsius or 140 Fahrenheit for 5 hours. If you don't have one, you can of course use an oven, set on the lowest temperature setting for about 3 hours. The end result will be what's known as fruit leather and can be made with a wide variety of fruits, such as apricots, peaches, plums, apples, pears, grapes, and of course different berries. We'll cut it apart and set it aside for later. Now that it's done, let's see how to flip the colors of this beautiful cocktail and create an inverted Clover Club. First we'll make a bright pink foam using the leftover raspberry water from our second freeze frame. To help us turn this into a rich frothy foam, we'll add soy lecithin. This has a ton of uses as a food additive. Just check out this list. You can pause the video if you want to go through it. To 140 grams of raspberry water, I added 3.5 grams of soy lecithin, which equals 2.5% of the weight of the liquid. Even 1.5% would be enough to create a foam, but we want it to be strong enough to sit firmly on the cocktail, and the higher amount also won't affect the taste, so let's go with that. Blending will mix the two ingredients thoroughly, then set it aside for about 15 minutes for the lecithin to do its magic. After that, to create a foam, we'll use a handheld milk frother, just like we did for our stout fashion in the beer cocktails episode. You can also use an immersion blender or any other way to get air in the mixture and create a foam. Once this is done, we'll again set it aside so it settles a bit. And we are ready to make the cocktail. The bottom of the cocktail will be shaken, so grab a shaker. Add the ice to start the chilling process, then add the ingredients in the other shaker tin. we'll start with gin, and Beefeater is a great choice for a London dry gin whenever you're testing out gin-based cocktails. 45 ml or 1.5 ounce. Following that, we'll add equal parts 15 ml or half an ounce with the next 3 ingredients. First, dry vermouth, we're again using 𝗙𝗏𝗏. Next, freshly squeezed lemon juice. Some people strain out lemon juice before adding it to the cocktail, but since we'll double strain the cocktail, there's no need to do that. And since we have the raspberry component in the foam and we want this part of the cocktail to stay almost colorless, we leave out the raspberry syrup and add simple syrup instead. Lastly, as we've done on a number of cocktails, a drop of saline solution to enhance all of the flavors. Since we are creating a foam separately, we're not adding egg white and there's no need for additional dry shake. Double strain into a chilled Nick and Nora glass. Then get your raspberry foam and carefully spoon it on top. Try to be precise so the pink foam doesn't mix with the liquid part, which will change its color too fast. Carefully place the garnish on top, and that's it. Beautiful. As far as presentation goes, I'm really pleased how this turned out. Now let's find out if the Club Clover is as good as Clover Club. When you're used to seeing something one way, it's hard for you to know what to expect when it looks the exact opposite. You get a strong raspberry aroma and flavor through the foam, followed by the perfect mix of dry, sweet and sour components. With a silky mouthfeel of an egg white sour, perfectly combined with all of the ingredients in the classic recipe, is what might be the only thing missing in this. The raspberry foam still offers a wonderfully fruity alternative to anyone who wants to avoid using egg whites. So I'm really happy with the result. But sometimes you just can't beat the tried and tested, age-old classic recipe. I'd still call this a successful experiment, and I think it's only fair to be honest about the taste of the drink we made. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week with poetry and cocktails.
Ja, dat is really... Show me some effort, guys. Show me some effort.
This is the end of the video. If you want to see more cocktail recipes and more bloopers, check this out. And think about subscribing. Thanks for watching.